Oh my gosh, Maggie.
Welcome everybody. We got a lab that wants to play ball right now, and every time you hear something hit the floor, it's her ball. She's absolutely just, do you hear that? She's absolutely just thrilled to have a tennis ball in her mouth.
I cannot go
So we played with her all day. She's been active, walking, and then just about 30 minutes ago, it's like
30 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's ball time. So maybe we can. She'll have her tennis ball in her mouth just like she's doing right now, and she's walking around here like she can. I know you got to be able to hear her. But hopefully she won't rock the table.
It's time to calm down. It's time to calm down.
See, yeah, I know you can hear that. It's crazy. I hope everybody's having a great day today. It was a busy day for us today. Hey, guys, chill out. Chill out, Gracie.
Stop it.
Gracie.
Stop.
Okay, Gracie's
it's time to go.
Maggie.
Come on.
We're going to try to move them out of here and try to put...
Come on, let's get your ball.
Put them in the living room. At least Maggie in the living room. But I want to talk about a couple of things today before we talk about Barry talking to ABC or CBS News. One is the Liela Cavett case. I looked online and I could not find that they found her remains. I know that somebody said that. I'm sorry about that. Somebody said that they did find her. Did find her remains. I didn't see that. I couldn't find it anywhere that found her remains. However, got all kinds of noise going on tonight. However, they did find the girl, Natalie Jones, and I've got some little snippets about Natalie's case coming up here, and then we're going to cover a missing person case out of Florida that has got a lot of media attention and really needs to be brought to light, and there's a bunch of reasons why, and you're going to see also how a true husband is involved in the search for his wife. We'll play this little bit about Natalie first, and this was before she was found, and this is going to tell us something about her ex-boyfriend. It's just really scary. I'm afraid she got caught up in something. Maybe she knew too much.
Investigation into Natalie Jones's ex-boyfriend. Investigators have named Jonathan Lawrence as a person of interest in her disappearance. According to Heard County Sheriff's investigators, Jonathan Lawrence is one of several people they're investigating for the disappearance of Natalie Jones. Lawrence is currently locked up for allegedly trying to hire a hitman to kill a Troup County deputy. They say he's also facing drug trafficking charges from earlier in the year. An online petition is asking a judge to impanel a grand jury to investigate, saying, quote, "We, the aggrieved community with our electronic signature attached, come before the Honorable Judge Nina Maquette Baker as an elected official to request the assembly of a Georgia grand jury via petition to look into the following potential crimes." The petition then lists, quote, "the role of Jonathan Lawrence of Hogansville, Georgia." Kayla Wright organized the petition, which now has about 2,500 signatures.
Well, the community at large hopes to accomplish with this what law enforcement hasn't been able to. If the reason this case has come to a stop is because they aren't able to obtain the proper records needed or surveillance or search warrants, we can go beyond that with the grand jury.
Investigators say they have followed leads all over the country. But without any new information, the leads are starting to run dry as the disappearance of Natalie Jones enters its 4th month. I'm Doug Evans, Fox 5 News.
Now, you see there, apparently the boyfriend is really bad. I mean, he doesn't look that bad, but he's really bad news because he'd already tried to hire a hitman to kill a deputy in the county, and he was under arrest for drug trafficking charges also. Now, She probably knew too much, because what I read is she visited her ex-boyfriend the day before she went missing. So I don't know if he asked her maybe if she was going to do anything or whatever, maybe testify against him. Maybe she gave the wrong answer. I want to play you another thing on how she was found.
Our top story tonight, the car of a woman missing since July found in Heard County tonight, along with a body inside. The GBI tells us the car belongs to Natalie Jones, but the GBI has not confirmed if the body inside is hers. Joe Henke has been talking with her family and is live outside the GBI tonight with the very latest. Joe.
Well, Aisha, the GBI tells me an autopsy will be needed to positively identify that body that was found inside the car of Natalie Jones. Meanwhile, I've been talking with Natalie Jones' sister. She tells me law enforcement in Heard County has told Natalie Jones' family that the body found is in fact Natalie Jones.
3 months ago, Natalie Jones, a mother of 2 children, disappeared. We talked with Jessica Bishop, Jones's sister, shortly after Jones was reported missing.
We had no idea. It is literally like she was just picked up out of nowhere and vanished.
Bishop said all activity stopped on her sister's social media and bank accounts. The Heard County Sheriff's Office in July confirmed Jones was considered a missing person, with investigators telling 11 Alive she was last seen in Jackson's Gap, Alabama, just before 1 p.m. on July 5th, along with her hot pink 2002 Chevrolet Cavalier. Late last month, a petition started online asked a grand jury to investigate Jones's ex-boyfriend, who is in the Troup County Jail on an unrelated charge. The family says they did not start the petition, but do support investigating anyone possibly connected to Jones and her disappearance. Jones's sister talked with us again last week.
Somebody has to know something out there. She didn't just disappear on her own by herself, just out of nowhere.
So, Joe, this is a new layer today with those findings, but what do we actually know about the investigation into Jones's actual disappearance?
Well, so far, not a lot of details about that. We are told the Heard County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation. They're being assisted by the GBI. The GBI tonight only confirming that the body found was inside Natalie Jones's car, but so far law enforcement to us not confirming that ID. But as we mentioned there, Jessica Bishop, her sister, is confirming to us that law enforcement is talking with the family and saying that that body is Natalie Jones's. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Joe. Thinking of that family tonight.
Boyfriend is in jail. Her car was dumped after.
What?
Look what Truth Teller said. Oh.
Well, you're saying he was in jail. Yeah, that was the truth. He was in jail while she was found. Her car was found. He, like I said, I read where that she went to see him the day before she was reported missing. But they also said that I don't know if that's a fact that he was in jail, because they said he was out on bond and he had a ankle monitor on, and that he was not doing what the judge said by maintaining a certain area where where his house is. You know, if you put your ankle monitor on and you're out on bond, you're not supposed to go off your property, period. And what I read was he did go to a storage facility. So, but anyway, it's a very sad ending, and we don't know how they're gonna. A lot will be told by DNA found in the car.
Truth Teller said the car wasn't in the place it was found on Saturday.
What do you mean it wasn't in the place
it was
found?
It wasn't that area. Wasn't that area already searched where her car was found?
I don't know if it was or not. I have not been following this case like every day like we have been on the Morphew case. I know that they had pinged her phone. They had developed some information. They had searched. But I'm telling you this, if it's like this area that I live in now is rural, and you could search this whole area, because I'm going to tell you what they did. They had a plane go down about 30 miles from my house, 20 miles, and they searched for like 5 days before they found it. A plane. And they had helicopters and all kinds of stuff. So it's very easy to park somebody somewhere and yeah, a pink car like hers, very easy to pull one down and just people just miss it, you know. So I don't know how or if it was ever searched, but the boyfriend is sure, I think, is a suspect.
Her aunt said that they said last night they had already searched that area.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's the case. And here's what you got to think about. Let's just say that she knew about something with this drug trafficking, and people being killed for a lot less. And I'm just saying she could have been the victim of that. But I understand she was bipolar, what I understand.
6 Impossible said that Truth was telling the truth teller. The sheriff said there's overgrowth that has been there since July. No indication of foul play pending an autopsy. I guess, where was her body found? I was thinking.
It was in the car. I don't know.
I thought maybe
unless she committed suicide or something, but they didn't indication that when she left this party before she vanished, that she was anything but upbeat. I don't know how he can say that before an autopsy, unless, the autopsy is going to tell been dead 4 months. Even inside a car, your body may not deteriorate as fast as it would be if it's outside, but still it's going to be totally unrecognizable. You're not going to know the person. I guess the way they did it was they had maybe an ID on her or her driver's license or something on her. And so it's going to be interesting to see how she died, the cause of death.
Well, they just said there was no indication of foul play pending the autopsy. So
yeah, I agree. Well, it may be.
Like a gunshot wound or anything like that.
Well, not that they could see, but you wouldn't be able to tell after being dead in a car 4 months. There's nothing left of. It's going to be. Well, it's not a pretty sight, and you're not going to be able to look at the body, and there's no be.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, they're just not a way to just look at the body and say it's not a gunshot.
6 is right. The pastor's wife who drove herself into a storage container.
Yeah,
that made no sense either.
Yeah, that's the one that I'll still say to this day that there's some big questions on that. Big questions, and we can go over it sometime. And we've discussed it in length before, but unfortunately, unless they have somebody comes up as an informant later on down the road, they'll never change that finding. So once somebody's been found, like natural causes or non-homicidal causes, it is almost impossible to get the coroner's office to change it to homicide or unknown cause of death. It is. It's super hard.
Truth teller says the car wasn't there Saturday night, but it was there on Sunday. The property owner had been there on Saturday evening and then found the car on Sunday.
Well, if they, here's the thing too. We don't know how long the body has been in the car. So what they're saying is she could have actually been alive all the way up till they found her car. Is that what you're indicating? Yeah, also the Abby Flynn woman, right? Now it depends. If she, all right, let's just say this happened. The body's fresh. In other words, hasn't been dead more than 48 hours. Yeah, hey, you can determine a lot of stuff right there. Until they get the autopsy, they won't know for sure. But you can determine that pretty quick if there's an obvious gunshot wound. But I was thinking that the body had been there 4 months. If it's 4 months, been there 4 months, ain't no way they can tell right away. That's, I guess we'll have to wait for the sheriff to come out and say how long she's been dead. But that's just it's an interesting case, and it's probably one that we need to follow up on with. There's another case though I did want to follow up on that is a high probability of finding this woman hopefully alive. I'm going to see if I can go up here and pull up the information that we have on her. Let you read along with me here. This is out of Bella Isles, Florida. The police are asking for the public's help in locating a missing mother of 3. She was last left her home on Friday. Now, that's not this past Friday. I'll get you the exact date in a second.
September 25th at noon.
Yeah, September 25th at noon. Now, what she did, she left the house in her car, and she was last seen at a Walmart liquor store and a bank. She pulled out like $20. I read one thing where she said $10, but maybe $20. And also, but I've got a video of her in this Walmart liquor store, and I'm going to tell you, it looks like she saw a ghost, and she turned around and left in a hurry. There is some indication that she has a mental condition, and possibly she's an alcoholic. That's from what I've read. I'm not 100% sure, but that is just what I read. There's a lot of talk on Facebook missing, on their Facebook missing page, that they're saying she hopes she's in rehab somewhere. She was driving a 2000 silver Chevrolet Tahoe, Florida license Y50XUR. That's Yankee 50 X-ray Uniform Romeo. And the police and the FBI are involved. Now I'm going to show you a couple of videos on this also. This is her poster. She's a beautiful woman. She's born on 10/24 of 69. Missing from Florida, of course. Missing September 25th, 2020. She's been missing about 12 days now. Is that 12 days about? Yeah, a little 11 or 12 days. But anyway, her husband said it's strange. Her father said it's strange. It's just everything. They took an RV down in front of the bank in a shopping center. They put the RV there. They set up a tent. They handed out posters. They got people searching all kinds of areas all over the place. So they're doing it right. They're doing it right. This is her car, and they've even went in there and put the things that are different about it are the wheels, the chrome and black bumper, tinted windows. I mean, they did it right. They are going above and beyond. The family is, and the police are there. Also, they have a police officer there to answer questions at their site that they're going around. But everybody should try to copy this to it down in Florida. Try to look for it. I know that they've really put out the word down there. But here is a Facebook post. Now, I don't know if this is anything or who knows anything, but this came through the police department scanner post. Now, I don't know if the police wrote it or somebody wrote it, but it says she suffers from some mental conditions and needs care. But she left on her own.
Lady Justice says, Thomas, she was seen yesterday getting out of a maroon car.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I did not.
Are they sure it was her?
I did not pick that up. I searched all the way to 5 o'clock or about 5 o'clock today for anything. Hopefully, we could say, hey, she's been found. She left her cell phone at home. So here's that kind of indication to me. Maybe, I don't know what her. Obviously, she may not want it to be tracked. And I heard there was a truck driver that said that he saw that vehicle in Oregon, and that the woman turned around and looked at him in the face, and he said he could almost positive it was her. But that was one lead, and it was passed on to the police, but the police discounted it for whatever reason. Let's see what else. Let me play this down here and a couple of things here. Let you show what the news media is saying about it. Look, first I want to show you this. This is what she's saying in Walmart. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like she saw a ghost or something. I don't know. It was immediately. She's walking right down there. Boom, she turns right around and leaves. And, I don't know. Somebody had made a comment. There was something out where she supposedly bought some wine at a dollar store, and then she was going to buy some vodka, but she doesn't buy anything there that I can see unless she's got something. I can't really tell. Let's play it again. Look at her hand there and see if you see. Okay, she does have a bottle in her hand, and somebody said that she bought a bottle there at Walmart. It just that the way it looks, it just looks really strange. It's almost like she saw somebody, and she might have saw somebody that knew she had an alcohol problem to begin with. I don't know.
Six Impossible said, "That's what I do when I see someone in a store when I don't have my makeup on." I agree, 100%.
Okay, well, watch this. This is how it shows. I think this has her husband in there. I know it has her brother.
We're staying on top of another developing story tonight. Police say they have received no meaningful leads in the search for a missing mom. 50-year-old Stephanie Chitwood Hollingsworth left her home around noon 1 week ago today, and she has not been seen since. Now, family, friends, and volunteers are leading a search effort to find the mom of three. News 6's Crystal Moyer was there and tells us what she is learning from the investigation.
Neighbors and community members are gathering behind me, creating a search command post to help find Stephanie Hollingsworth. They say they want to start at ground zero, the area where she was last seen a week ago. Police are putting an emphasis on the vehicle she was driving, a 2000 silver Chevy Tahoe. They say if they can find that vehicle, it may get them closer to finding her.
She got 3 boys. No, I want her home. All of her friends that come out, just say what a lovely person she is.
Stephanie's brother, Chad Chitwood, drove up from Boca Raton to help in this emotional search.
My sister's lived in this community for over 10 years, and all those friends are here for her.
Community members gathering in the parking lot of a shopping center off Goldenrod Road, working in groups, mapping out search areas, many of them family friends.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be driving around or searching through the areas of woods and things, so we're kind of like in shock, but we're here to help as best we can.
Belle Isle police say Stephanie was last seen a week ago at this Bank of America off Goldenrod Road and Hoffner Avenue withdrawing $20. They say she was alone driving this 2000 silver Chevy Tahoe and left her phone at home.
We have not seen a trace of her since.
The fact that she just vanished from thin air it just doesn't make sense.
Crime Line is still offering an up to $5,000 reward for anyone with information on Stephanie Hollingsworth's whereabouts. The family will be hosting a prayer vigil tonight at 7 p.m. at their home. They're asking for prayer from the public to help bring Stephanie home. In Orlando, Crystal Moyer, Getting Results, News 6.
Yeah, that is strange. It's almost like she wanted to leave. I don't know if she was, like I said, somebody said she may have been an alcoholic. She had some mental condition, and a lot of people consider alcoholism, and I guess it is a mental condition. It is one developed, it's like hereditary. It's somebody has a lot of alcoholics in their family. They are deemed to be more successful, to be addictive personalities. But a lot of people don't consider that to be a mental condition. But apparently, that is one of the things that they're considering. And if you leave your phone at home, you are basically not wanting to be tracked. So I don't know. We don't know her state of mind. It's very, something's up. She's somewhere because they checked her credit cards. There's no credit card activity other than what she did at this pulling out this money. Now here's the thing. Somebody said on one of the forums that I read, well, she may have squirreled a bunch of money away. You know, she may have a bunch of money with her, and she is using that money to live on. But you kind of wonder why take only $20 out, unless it doesn't give like an automatic flag. Just like on my credit card, I know that because my wife has asked me, hey, I noticed we had a charge go over our credit card. It alerts on our account, which, I mean, she doesn't care, but still, you know, we like to kind of do our budget. And I think, you know, unfortunately, credit cards are a necessary evil in our society. But, you know, I kid her and say they're of the devil, because you can really get just enormous credit card debts. But so what do y'all think? Do you think she left on her own, or you think that there's some type of foul play, or there's maybe another person involved? Here's another thing too. She left her phone at home. She would, you know, they should be able to go through her phone and see if any type of stuff that she was doing that maybe she wasn't telling them about. Another thing is that her father and her husband and everybody says, look, this is so out of the ordinary for her to do this, you know, and if she would just call us and let us know she's okay. So, you know, I don't know. It just sounds it sounds like to me that she may be an alcoholic that's regressing back, fell off the wagon, and for whatever reason is in a situation now that she didn't mean to get in.
Denise from Texas wants to know, she walked out of Walmart. They usually have outside cameras. Nothing?
There's the only video that was posted was inside a Walmart. Now, the police, I'm sure, have the other videos. But why post that? I was wondering that myself. If you're going to post a video, why not post it leaving the place, going to her car, rather than in a liquor store? It's kind of odd that they would even post that particular film, unless they did lost contact with her and they, you know, they don't have her on camera leaving. You know, maybe I don't know how, because Walmart's got more security cameras than most police departments, and that is the honest God's truth.
Yeah, you can tell by those things that come up, people at Walmart.
Yeah. Honestly, I think any Walmart you go, they have like 9 or 10 cameras out front. And I know inside they got about 300 or 400 cameras. I've been in the security offices inside Walmart, and it's just like a bank of TVs. And they got like 5 or 6 of those TVs on all these, on like screens on all these TVs. They got about 300 or 400 cameras inside the store, and they got 10 or 12 cameras outside the store. At my police department, we had three cameras outside the PD. Had one on the corner of the building, one at the back door, and one at the front door, and that's it.
But now, as far as leaving her phone at home, how many times have we had to come back home to get my phone?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she could have accidentally done it, but why not, if she's going down the road, turn around and go get it? You know, I don't
Same
know.
reason I don't.
Yeah. And you can't judge me by that for sure, because I actually lost my phone for about 2 months.
No, wait. I bought him an iPhone several years ago. He just wanted one really bad, and he lost it the first day.
Yeah, I did. Of course, I really don't know what happened to that phone. We'll probably find it when we're cleaning out this house, but I never have found it. But it's a very strange disappearance. It's almost like she meant to disappear, but the money situation, the fact that she has not, you know, unless she's hoarded money. I mean, she was a yoga instructor, and I don't know if that money sometimes, depending on what the husband did, that might have been her money, or that might have been her mad money, or I don't know. It's just a very I'm hoping, we're praying that she will be found in the next few days. I don't know for sure. That's what the Facebook post said, that somebody said that she was an alcoholic or was dealing with alcoholism, which I don't know that for sure. That's just something I read online. If she, yeah, I agree. Yoga instructors are usually health oriented, but she was seen with a bottle of vodka, which it does not mean anything as far as being an alcoholic. I mean, she could drink, I guess. I don't drink anymore since college, but
Mystic said, I'm sorry, Mystic, you made me laugh. She says, how much does your wife have as mad money, Thomas? We don't have his account and my account. We have our account. We don't have mad money.
Although I do have some money that I've been selling silver. I buy and sell silver and gold at our shop, and I actually have been buying silver and selling it and saving that money to buy stuff for us. Our adventures.
He bought me an electric bike.
I did buy her. I bought her an electric bike. I bought me one too.
Now, ladies, I didn't take it wrong that I needed exercising.
No.
I took it that he wanted me to go bike riding with him.
But that's what I do. I just do a little bit and also just play around with stock market, but I'm not a stock guru, I tell you. And it's not a whole lot of money, I can assure you. Like $500, I think. But it's still $500 a lot of money. But it's something, if you save it over enough time, you can put it back into things you want to do. I don't know.
Oh, no,
yeah,
Mystic, that was not me riding the electric bike with a wig on.
No, that was not her. Yeah, I would hate to think that the $20 could be used for crack cocaine. And I'll be honest with you, $20 sure would buy a bag of crack. I doubt it would buy cocaine or maybe meth, but I don't know. There's no indication of that. That's me.
Oh.
There's no indication that she was doing drugs, though. I didn't see anything in anything I read about any drugs.
In trying to put myself in her place, if I had fallen off the wagon and somebody saw me coming out with a bottle, I might want to disappear for a little bit.
Yeah, but 10 days?
I don't know. I would be embarrassed to come back.
And where would you stay?
I don't know, but I'd be embarrassed.
That's the thing. If let's just assume that she was an alcoholic, or she is an alcoholic, and she fell off the wagon. She's ashamed of it, and she is missing all this time. She got to stay somewhere. She's got to stay somewhere, and if you stay in a motel or anything like that, it's going to cost you money. So she could sleep in her car, but you're talking about her face, her picture, her car picture is all over the place.
I would be so embarrassed.
So, and if she's got $20 for gas, somewhere I read somewhere that, I think I read somewhere she had a quarter of a tank, and then she had the only thing she's used is getting $20 out. So,
well, did she have jewelry she could go to a pawn shop and sell?
Well, I guess she could do that, but those pawn tickets and stuff going to come up with her name on it through police leads online pretty quick.
If they're honest pawn.
And let me tell you a little bit about pawn business. If you take something, jewelry, a gun, or somebody takes anything into a pawn shop, when they pawn it, they have to put that stuff, has to be posted to the police department and sheriff's department every day. And what happens is they use a program called Leads Online, and it's free to these shops, but the police pay a small fee, the city does. And every day at the detective bureau, whoever's in charge of doing this, they get a printout of all the pawns from every pawn shop in their city. And the thing that's good about it is this. Say you're in Alaska and you live in Atlanta, and or just say a little smaller town, so Atlanta would be huge, but just say you live in Podunk, Alabama, and there's a guy, your house gets broken into, a business gets broken into, or a house gets broken into in Alaska, and the police know that the suspect is from Podunk, Alabama, and they know he's headed back down there. So they can actually look on leads online of everything pawned in any pawn shop in Podunk, Alabama, and see if this guy has pawned anything, or if anything's come up with a serial number like a TV or whatever. Guns are checked automatically. Guns are like they put in NCIC, so everything's checked through NCIC to find out if it's stolen. NCIC is a national crime computer, basically.
But not all pawn shops are doing it legally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some people that they'll buy something and they'll say, well, I'm not putting this online, put it in their pocket, but we can't do anything about that.
Okay, Ellen says,
how much impact do you think wearing masks, COVID, has on crime rates? I'm not going to.
Well, they have gone up.
Their crime rate's gone up over a number of things, and I don't know that that has anything to do with it, but they went up because defunding of police and the fact you got other people not working. And, when people don't work, if they're not honest to begin with, if they don't have a job, then they're going to seek getting money from somewhere, especially if they're doing drugs. Getting money from somewhere. Also, the fact is this big push to defund the police. I think Minnesota actually said that the crime rates went up 26% in some of like Minneapolis, and they're wanting to know why crime has gone up. Well, you take away money from the police that allows them to do surveillance and anti-crime work, you get higher crime. Just like New York. And this is the last thing I want to say about this. I don't want to be preaching here, but New York took away the anti-crime unit, the plainclothes anti-crime unit, and now murders are up like 16%. It used to be the safest city in America. It's not anymore. I don't want to go to New York until they solve the many problems they've had. I mean, they had a girl in a stroller killed. The guy did a drive-by shooting, and just bam, shot the guy and killed this little baby in the stroller right out there in broad daylight. What's
Six
that?
says, I tell you what the crime effect is. I'm not scared of anyone with a mask on anymore.
Yeah, what's funny is now somebody say, so can I wear a mask into a bank? Just asking for a friend, But this girl needs to be found. Please share this on your Facebook page, and if you have Facebook, and if you go to Google and you Google the missing poster for Stephanie Hollingsworth, this is one of the posters. Post it on your Facebook page, and if for some reason she is seen out there, then maybe this can get her found. Any questions? We're going to go into a little bit of the Barry Morphew situation that he has spoken again to the CBS News.
He was on, Nancy Grace did something.
Yeah,
about it
Nancy
today.
Grace did something. We'll talk about that in a minute too. He talked to CBS. Now that makes it he's talked to Fox. He's talked to CBS. He's talked to Tyson. He's talked to Lauren Sharp, and the things we're finding out too by talking to them is, if I was his attorney, I would tell him not to talk to anybody. I mean, if he's not going to do a polygraph and not going to do all this stuff to eliminate him, I tell him don't talk to nobody, because I'm going to tell you, there's already things I've seen that are contradicted each other. He's contradicted himself. He contradicted himself about the time that he left the house and saw Suzanne. He told his work. He told somebody that, or Andy tells Dr. Phil that he was just 4 o'clock in the morning. He was texting his crew. He's telling everybody else it was 5:30. He left the house. First she's asleep, and now she's not asleep. You know what I mean? It's weird, and he apparently in his conversation now, he did not want to be filmed or taped, and apparently he's kind of upset with the fact that he says that he was taped against his will. Well, Colorado is a one-person state like many others. Only one person on the side of the microphone needs to know it's being taped. You do not have to tell the person you're being taped in Colorado, the way I understand it. Alabama,
Sorry.
Alabama is the same way. Only one person knows that they're being, has to know if they're being recorded. So a police officer can wear a wire. He can wire the informant. As long as one person knows they're being recorded, that's all that matters. It's not against the law. All right, so I'm going to play a little video here on the Barry speaking.
Investigation into Natalie.
No, I take that back. Let me see if I can find the one I'm talking about. Okay, here it is. I apologize.
The home of a missing mother is now up for sale. Suzanne Morphew vanished during a bicycle ride in Chaffee County Mother's Day. Her brother flew to Colorado to search for her, then took his case to Dr. Phil. And he threw out a lot of theories,
including pointing a finger at Morphew's husband. Our Mountain Newsroom reporter Jamie Leary talked with the husband, joins us live right now. So, Jamie, what does he think happened to his wife?
Well, since his wife disappeared, Barry Morphew has been recorded without permission. He says he's had curious onlookers wander onto the property. That's part of the reason he's selling his home. The other part is he believes his wife was abducted, and his 2 daughters are now terrified to live inside of the home. We sat down and talked to him without cameras about it, and he gave me permission to share some of his story. Barry Morphew wasn't part of the recent search for his wife, and he's already spent months scouring the land around their home. He no longer believes she's here. What do you remember about her?
She's just the brightest light ever.
It's what everyone says of Suzanne Morphew. Barry says she would have stopped to help anyone in need, and it's part of the reason he believes she was abducted.
We're going to fan out, and we're going to...
His brother-in-law, Andy, who organized the search, has been Barry's biggest critic, even implicating him.
You think her husband is the one that did this?
Well, based on behaviors and things that have happened, yeah.
But Barry says Andy hardly spoke to his sister and paints a very different picture. The 52-year-old broke down in tears on Sunday as he talked about the love he and his wife share for each other. In a letter she wrote to him on Valentine's Day, she said, "I just want you to know my life would be nothing without your love and the excitement you bring to our marriage and my life. All my love, Suzanne." She continued on another sheet of paper, talking about how Barry held her when she was sick from chemotherapy, writing, "I remember all the beautiful and difficult times we had. So many. Through each one, I know our love has grown stronger. You are my love forever." The pair married in 1994 and had 2 children, despite Suzanne's Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis, which recently returned. Barry has faith she's still alive. And to aid in the search, he says he's willingly turned over cell phone records and opened his home to investigators. I spoke with investigators today to check in. They say so far they have not identified anybody as a person of interest in this case. Reporting live in Summit County, Jamie Leary, CBS 4 Mountain Newsroom.
I'm sorry, my burglar alarm is going off again.
I bet she's barking at the dog on TV.
It's something he's simply saying again. He's opened up his home. Yeah, he did. He had 2 search warrants served there. He didn't have a choice. And he says that he's turned over his phone records. I don't know if that's true or not. I can't say yes or no that it's not true, but he said a lot of stuff that has not been, it's substantiated. Not to my satisfactions that I can absolutely say that it's true or not true. I would want him to turn over his actual phone, but just plain phone records could be text messages and not on your phone records. I hope you know that. they do not put your text messages on your phone records. So you turn over your phone. I don't care if you erase them or not. Somebody with Secret Service or FBI can get inside your phone and find out what you surfed on your phone and just so many things. I can see honestly where the girls would feel like they didn't want to stay there alone, but I don't, selling the house over there. I mean, he could have hired somebody, a servant or what, not really a servant, but a maid or whatever that could stay inside the house, help them out, or a friend even. What's that?
$7,000 a month mortgage.
Yeah, that is through Zillow. That is what the mortgage would be if there was nothing paid down on it. I haven't seen an actual bank statement or anything. They said, I read somewhere that they possibly put $500,000 down on the house, but still, even at that, your payment would be about $4,000 or $5,000 a month. And I don't know how much they did put it down on the house. I have a hard time believing that he's going to easily sell this house with the current cloud hanging over that whole thing. How would you advertise that? Oh, we're moving because we're scared that there's been abduction. And do you want to sell it to somebody out here? Aren't they going to have to worry about that too? I don't know. I just, you heard they paid outright cash in cash. Well, that'd be surprising. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that, but if they did that, then somebody had mentioned that they thought Barry was worth about $2.5 million. I don't know that to be true. If he had all this money and this cash, why, instead of talking to the media, why isn't his lawyer talking to the media? Because he's not begging for his wife to come back, and all these big searches. Couldn't they tell me when he did this search? If he searched all these times, when he did these searches. One thing, Nancy Grace had a thing out today, and I did listen to it, and I can't give you any audio on it or anything because it's a big copyright no. But she said that store where he left that little note, pink or green pink helmet or whatever color it was, helmet, blue helmet, whatever, that the store, one of the owners of the store or clerks of the store first saw him in the trash, going through the trash. And they went out there and said, hey, can I help you? And he said, oh, I'm looking. Have y'all seen this, I think it was a green helmet. Have y'all seen a green helmet, a bicycle helmet? Have y'all, and then he my wife's missing or something like that. I'm looking for her. Somebody might have thrown this in the trash. And then he scribbles out nothing about her on this little note, just purple or whatever color helmet, so-and-so fanny pack. Nothing about how tall she was, name, or anything. I thought that was really weird. I think the biggest thing that has come out in the last few days is a timeline messed up. That the timeline, blue helmet, okay, is that the fact that he was supposed to leave the house at 5:30, as he said, yet people have him texting, saying where he's apparently talking to his workers saying, I'm headed there now. And here's another thing. It was something about the time, and I don't have the exact times, but maybe one of y'all can tell me what you think.
Lady Justice says, I think Barry is a narcissist. What is your professional opinion, Thomas, as a former LE?
Yeah, I think he is too. In my opinion, he is. Everything he's done and how he handles himself and, how he talked to Tyson that day, he acts like it. But I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I would love to have one person that, I think Pete, Profile and Evil, actually did have a professional on there that pretty much said the same thing. One thing is, and I'm going to ask y'all because it was brought up to me earlier, I think Denise was who I was talking to, it may not have been, that he supposedly took the backhoe or the bobcat with him to up there to the job near Denver. That he had the bobcat with him on the truck. Now, and supposedly he went, that it took him like for a 2-hour trip, took him 4 hours. So I don't know exactly, maybe that's coming home, but coming back to his house. But if he had that bobcat with him, just think. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate it. Just think this. If he had this bobcat with him, and we're just all hypothetical because we don't know if he's guilty or not. Guilty to proven innocent. Or, I'm sorry, innocent to proven guilty.
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
That's a Freudian slip there. But no, he's innocent to proven guilty. And let's just say hypothetical situation. Let's just hypothetically say that he killed her. Hypothetically, it took him long. He had all the time in the world to get up to the Denver area because nobody was keeping up with his time. He's got a bobcat with him. There's a whole lot of places. Maybe he's hunted. Maybe he's been there before. You know, he could have stopped. He could have dug something out, buried her. It's just a vast, open area of country.
Hush.
Gracie.
Hush.
It's a vast, open area of country. I don't think the bobcat has GPS on it. It has an hour meter on it. I don't think it has a GPS. But, the truck does, apparently. The truck has got with this IVL or whatever that keeps up with pretty much where he goes. So, maybe they know the area. I don't know. It's just I don't know. But if he did have the bobcat with him when he went up to the job near Denver, then he could have very easily stopped and done something, buried her, or done anything with the body with the bobcat if he's guilty. It's just, every time I see the truck, the bobcat's hooked to it.
Yeah, he sold his truck in Indiana too. That's weird.
Yeah, he sold the truck and he bought a new truck. So that is weird. And I'm wondering if, I'm wondering how good a job the police did on processing the truck. Did they take DNA? Did they really swab the truck? Did they research everything about it? I just kind of, it's odd that you would, maybe, hey, they missed something in the truck. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm surprised it wasn't stolen and burned up or something like some people have done. A lot of people do that, but I'm not saying we're not saying he's guilty. Hypothetical. Why he said Suzanne would be okay knowing she's gone helping others. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. He said if one person gets saved out of this, come to know God out of this, I'm hoping the person that did it does. It's just, we don't listen, and I'm gonna tell you this, okay? You and me, us as a group, as a jury, it's what I consider as kind of a giant jury pool. We don't know yet if he's guilty or not guilty. We can't definitively say he's guilty or not guilty. We can say in our opinion that we believe that things are leading towards his guilt. We can say that hypothetically we believe it could have happened like this, but we really don't know. And, I'm hoping and praying really that this does not come a cold case. It could very well easily do that. But I know that tube crime, I know that profiling evil, I know that a bunch of the other people online that are covering this are pretty much not going to let it go cold. And I know that by selling your house, Barry, and selling your truck and getting away from it, he thinks that this, he said in the interview, you know, with that girl, that he thinks by moving, it's going to stop all these people from wanting to know more about him, basically. He says, and not in those words, but, you know, he thinks that the press is going to leave him alone if he moves. I'm going to tell you, folks, it's not going to happen. It's not, because I know how the press is. I dealt with the press a lot in law enforcement, and they're not going to just let this be. And I don't think the YouTubers that I know are going to just say, well, he's moved, you know, we can't find her. They're going to just forget about it. And the mountain lion story is ridiculous, in my opinion. You know, I just don't believe that that happens. People, I mean, any animal that kills something drags it off, but they don't drag it like 20 miles off. They drag it out. Sometimes they don't even drag it.
Do they throw its bike over the cliff?
No, they don't throw its bike over the cliff either. But sometimes they don't drag at all. I mean, have you seen it in just for instance, in Africa, when these lions kill their prey, they secure it basically and they eat it there. And, you know, mountain lion may drag it a while, but they're not going to drag it. And in my opinion, you would have some indication that there was some animal dragging it away or something. I just don't believe that. I just don't. And like I said last night, that it was about 100 and 125 years that had been killed. And I think most of those ran up on one that surprised it, or maybe cubs were involved. You know, that's when you have your bear attacks, is they'll be out here trying to get close to a baby bear, and the mama comes out or something. So, you know, what I found is most of these animals like that don't want to be around you. They're scared of humans. I just think, and, you know, they talked about, he talked about, well, she could have fell into the creek. Have y'all looked at that creek? I've looked at all that creek, and it's not over 2 or 3 feet deep. And there's all kinds of rocks in there. I bet the body, if she fell in the creek, I dare to say I bet the body wouldn't go 10 feet before it got lodged on a rock or something. I just don't believe that happened either. I'm afraid that whoever did this had plenty of time to hide the body. And in the area out there, and I understood that today I read where Colorado's fixing to get 12 inches of snow in the mountains. And I don't know how far, what the elevation is where they are, but I would say it's probably going to have snow pretty quick. And once the snow gets here, you can forget about a search.
MH said, I live in Africa and we've never had a missing person case due to a lion attack. The remains are always there.
Yes. Well, welcome from Africa.
I know,
wow,
right?
That is awesome. I feel privileged that you are here tonight. I really do. South Africa. Wow. Believe it or not, I've always wanted to visit South Africa. They say it's amazing down there. You know, I don't know. We don't know what happened. Listen, I've got copies of these letters. Listen, there's been a lot of people talk about these letters. This is one of the letters. And it's printed what it says, basically, I think, down below there. But we don't, it's like my wife says, we don't know when that was. I mean, that could have been 2014. She talks about 2013, unless it's dated. Do you see a date? Anybody see a date?
I always date my letters to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a date. Another two here is copies here of them. And there's been Two Crime did some handwriting comparison with a ticket or something, warning or something, or I don't know what kind of, it was something that he had. And I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell the difference. It did look kind of different, but I'm just going to say, okay, these are real.
Okay. Gail wants to know, do you think this is an important case to the local sheriff?
Yeah, I think it is because of all the attention he's gotten. You know, when you got people, and not all of my videos have been about Suzanne Morphew, but I've had the ones that some of them had over 10,000 views. Most of them have in the 2,000 or 3,000 views. I've had 75,000 views on all of the videos I've had. So, and others, you know, Profile and Evil, they have a lot more subscribers. You know, Draper Brothers, they've been paying attention to crime. You know, so you get a lot of people are putting a lot of stuff out there about this. So, yeah, I think it's politically, it could be a pretty important case to him. And the fact is, he doesn't want a missing person case in his county unsolved. And I think he cares about her. I think he cares actually finding her. And you got CBI and FBI involved too. But hear what I'm saying. Once it gets a snowfall on this and you get 12, 15 inches of snow, you can forget trying to find her until next year, until the spring. It's just not going to happen. And then the only way they'll probably find her is if a hunter comes up or somebody comes up and finds her, or somebody that knows something tells the police out of fear. Either they get caught doing something else, then they know, you know, use that information to help them get out of a charge, or they, for whatever reason, they tell somebody. There's never a perfect crime, never. And, you know, I don't know what the police have. You don't know what the police have. They may have a lot more than we think they have.
Ellen Dunhill said she read dogs can't detect a scent when the object is vacuum sealed in a cooler. If she is deceased in a hunter's cooler? No.
No, I'm going to tell you, dogs can. I'm going to tell you how good they can do a scent. Now, first, let me explain. I explained this once before, but I don't know who I was here. A dog, when humans smell stuff, they smell the aroma of cooking or flowers, and they smell the total aroma. When a dog smells stuff, when they smell like something cooking on the stove, they smell the grease, they smell the meat, they smell the sauce, they smell the salt, they smell the butter. In other words, it's individualized. So I can tell you, for instance, we actually see some marijuana stuffed inside a VCR one time. It was vacuum packed. It was like 3 pounds of marijuana. They stuffed in the back of a VCR. But they had wrapped it with coffee grounds. They had wrapped it with dryer sheets. They wrapped it with everything. It didn't matter. But the biggest ones that I saw, it was pretty good. They took, you know, these concrete things that you, in a parking lot that you pull up and rest your wheels against. They had taken cocaine and put it in a PVC pipe, sealed it, and put it inside one of those concrete things. Now, concrete sealed it, and the dog alerted on it. So,
well, what about our dog, with the little dog with her medicine, her flea medicine and all?
Yeah, that's true. Just think about this. Our dog is notorious about not taking flea medicine. You know, we put it in everything in the book. We put it inside hamburger. We put it inside of, you know,
cat food.
She loves, you know, dogs love cat food. It's not good for them, cause them to have urinary tract infections. But she would eat cat food in a minute. So we hid it inside cat food. Didn't work.
It was
crushed it.
Oh yeah.
We crushed it up and put it inside cat food, and she still does not eat it. And I'm gonna tell you, she would fight somebody for cat food. So dogs their sense of smell is amazing.
She will eat all around it.
It doesn't matter if they did put her in a cooler, and the cooler thing I think was the way somebody might have transported a person in a cooler. They put them in a big hunting cooler. We used to have these big coolers down when we lived on the coast. They were for shrimp. They were huge. They were like almost 5 feet long, and you put, Anybody could lay down in one. There was no problem at all. But somebody could put in a cooler, put ice on top of it, put some drinks on top of it, put it in the back of a truck. And if they got stopped by the police, they wouldn't have to be wiser. Open the back, you got Coke and Sprite and ice. We're going out to a hunt trip, whatever, going to the hunt cabin. Nobody didn't think anything about it. But you could very well transport somebody like that. And I think that was why they were looking at the cooler thing. There's no coolers in the house. And we're not saying it happened like that. We're making assumptions that it could have.
Jessica asked if flea medicine goes on them, right? Now this one goes in them.
Now this is a pill that they take it and it keeps fleas away for a month or two or something. We have a real good friend that's a veterinarian that gets us what we want and the best we want. But dogs' sense of smell is amazing. Like we said last time, they've been known to smell cancer. They've been known to smell, and that's all the way through the body. You think about that. They're smelling cancer all the way through the skin, the fat, the meat, the blood, the water in your system, everything,
But the medicine, the smell in the cooler would still be there.
Yeah. Even if you say, for instance, somebody had done that and put somebody in Ziploc airbags, put it in the cooler, he'd still smell it, decomposing, unless they freeze them. And just like that, we were talking about the Carol Baskin's case, the guy that suspect guy that said that he was gone had a freezer on his front porch for about 6 weeks, and then the freezer was gone. If you immediately put somebody in a freezer, you're not going to have, I don't know that you're going to have the decomposing of the flesh and everything that you would have that the dog alerts on. I'm not sure. You would have to ask somebody that is a cadaver dog expert. I'm pretty sure that, I would hate to think that somebody could do that, but I've seen it,
Hey, that report, I just put it on there, but that report we saw about those labs doing smell tests on urine, discovering cancer.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Dogs are very incredible. They're incredible animals. And they're, even though we do treat them like mini humans, I know we do.
Our dogs have a connoisseur vet.
Yeah. Excuse me. But I think that a lot of the stuff that's coming out is showing that and the only thing I say about Barry is this. One of the things is there's been so many things said that's contradicting. And now, what do you think he talked to CBS News for? Why do you think that? I think because, one, everybody's publicizing about the sale of his house. Want to know why in the world would you sell your house? He needed to get it out there in the media. He needed to get it out, but he didn't want to go through Lauren again. He didn't want to, he couldn't tell his brother Andy this. So he wanted to tell somebody, and it's a wonder he hasn't, with his money, hired a lawyer and let the lawyer do the talking. But I guess he thinks that's going to make him look even more guilty. But I think he kind of wanted it out there. He wanted it out there that his kids feel scared because they think there's an abduction happened. I think he wanted somebody to tell it in the media. And he wanted to blame somebody, blamed his brother-in-law for putting this stuff out there. So, what?
Nothing.
Yeah, I think he does probably feel like he's smarter than everybody else, But I still, if he does listen to these, and I think honestly he probably does. I think he goes back and he follows a lot of us on our live streams to find out what we're saying and what we know. I think that. And I always like to speak to him or a friend of his or anybody and say, look, Barry, listen, if you want to talk to a true YouTuber, I invite you. Come on the show. You can talk. I won't even ask you any questions. I'll let you tell your side of the story. But I don't think he's got the guts to do that. I don't think he's got the guts to come on anybody's program. And, here I am, I'm the smallest one, pretty much smallest in the group now, between some of the bigger ones out there. But I'm a little upset of the fact that there are people threatening people on these channels. And I looked over, I had a troll. I don't want to say his name, their name, but I had a troll that he made some pretty just crazy darn statements. I mean, just crazy statements. And fortunately, my moderators are aware of them, and I've given them permission to take some pretty drastic action. And so, if you see somebody on here and then you don't see them in a few minutes, that might have been something they saw that you didn't, or something that I've let them know about. But a lot of times when people send me hateful emails, I'll copy the email to my troll file. It's a bad thing. You got to have a troll file. And then I'll block them and delete them, because it's just, it's crazy to think some people don't have nothing better to do than to criticize other people.
Okay, I wanted to tell everyone I'm reading their comments as fast as I can and getting the questions out there, but they need to understand at the end of the day, after this is done, you go back and read all the comments.
Yes, I do. I go back and read all the comments. And
so if he misses something,
I try to read the comments below the stream. Also, I do read every email that comes to me. And I try to even if I just don't say, I say thanks for sending this, or I appreciate it, or I've read that, or, really do appreciate you saying that, or anything. I do respond as much as I can. Sometimes I'll have 300-400 comments on a video, so it might take me a couple of days to read over it. But I do try to every day to do that. You got to do it every day and never keep up. And I want to be aware of what you're thinking. And it's like I say, you're the large jury pool. You're sitting in judgment, basically, of all this information. And you know what? At the end of the day, I hope we uncover something that leads to some of these people being found, and also maybe even being able to have Suzanne found. Wouldn't that be awesome? If we discovered something that we could give to police, that or maybe somebody emails me something that we can give to police that would help her get found. I think that'd be great. But I do want you to please share the videos. We are, like I say, and I hate to keep rubbing this in, but I'm working towards 5,000 videos within the end of the year, if possible. We have a great community. We have an awesome community of people. I just can't say enough. I was bragging on y'all earlier today about how smart y'all were and how intelligent of thinking, and how more than half, I'd say 80-90% of y'all could have easily been criminal investigators in any police department. Unfortunately, in police departments, you got to start at the bottom and kind of work your way up. But any of y'all could have done it. There's no doubt in my mind. I really feel that. I'm not just saying that. I have talked to people that, they've sent me emails and stuff when I just kind of shake my head and say, man, where did that come from? But now I say 95 or more percentage of y'all, maybe more, you think exactly the way I think. And I did this for over 30-some years, and a detective for over 20 years. And you think just like I do. So, I'm telling you.
Okay, now wait a minute. That's scary.
Yeah. Well, as far as the investigative theory, an investigative type way. And, I tell you, my wife has told me many times that I tend to look and judge people pretty quick, but every time when I meet somebody, I don't automatically, just because they're a super nice person, like them. It's the cop in me. I'm always looking at what's going on with them, what their motive behind what they're saying. And sometimes I've been right and sometimes I've been wrong, but I've actually been right, I think, more times than I've been wrong, if that makes any sense. But,
well, my theory on people has always been and will always be that a stranger is a friend waiting to be met. I know. He doesn't agree with that.
Just like the guy that stole from thing the other day wasn't a friend to be met. But yeah, I tend to be a little bit more guarded, and I think it comes from the cop. It's not to say that I don't like a person. I'm just guarded. It takes a lot for me to open up and be close friends. I've got several close friends. I don't have a huge amount, but I have several people that I consider my brothers. And, I can call them up and just talk about anything. It's like we just left off a conversation from 3 or 4 years ago. It's really weird. But I'm not the type of guy that stays on the phone for like 35, 40 minutes either, But anyway, we are going to still be kind of keeping up with the Morphew case, but we are always going to explore other people that are missing out there. I want to keep up with the Liela Cavett and find out if they do find her or if they have found her body yet. I saw nothing in the news that she has been found. And I don't know if it's anywhere I looked that is not correct or what, but I did not find anything. We'll keep up on the Jones case to find out if it was a homicide or not. And we will keep up also on the case out of Florida to find out what happens with her. I did leave a message on one of the Facebook pages saying, hey, I'm going to feature this on the channel tonight. Maybe, hopefully, if it drags on, I hope it doesn't, but if it does, we could get somebody there to actually get online with us and talk about it. That would be great. I unfortunately, I don't think that the Mary Lane Carter case is going to be anything more on that. They pretty much sealed the deal and called it a suicide. It's very, very hard for something. It would take some major, major evidence, to change that. I really do think that.
You want to go get on camera? You want to go say hello to the people?
Wait, what?
Nothing.
My dogs are kind of rowdy tonight, so I'm going to go in there and see if I can't play with Big Dog for a while before we go to bed. But I do appreciate everybody coming out and back again. Is anybody on right now? Do we know if anybody's on right now? I understand that tomorrow night, of course, we are not on. We're on Friday, and PE is on. But I don't know if anybody else is on right now. Here comes the little dog again.
Big Dog.
Little Yoda.
Oh.
Little fat Yoda.
Okay. Hey, it's us again. Big Dog is in there, and we're not going to wake her up because she doesn't want to go play ball.
Yeah. But little Yoda, she looks like a little Yoda here. I don't know. You're saying that, well, Tina Woodworth or Hillary or...
Oh, my gosh. Stacy. Did y'all hear about the horrible dude in Tennessee that murdered his parents and dismembered them?
Oh, no. Where was that in Tennessee?
Oh, my gosh.
That's awful. Where was that? Was it like her son or their son did it? Wow. There are some depraved people out there, and I don't understand how that they could do anything to their parents. You know, I understand some parents are not good parents, but that's crazy. And you know, a sad thing, he may get off, or at least go to a psych facility.
It's near Knoxville.
That's awful. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you go. God bless you.
Oh, he got sentenced today. I'm sorry.
Y'all stay safe. Stay safe from COVID. And we will see you on Friday. If anything comes up in the meantime, major breaking, I will come out. If I have internet where I'm at, I will come out and say something. And also, if you hear of anything you want me to look up or follow, please give me a email. It's at the bottom of the screen there, and I will look into it. You know, I'm not saying it come right away because depending on what we got going, but I do try to keep up with 2 or 3 people, missing people every time. Were you saying something?
No, it's just awful reading it.
Yeah. But we will see you back on Friday unless something happens in the meantime. Don't forget to share. Please give us a like if we've been halfway entertaining. And please share with your friends and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We would love to have you as a part of our jury and a part of our community.
You were supposed to tell a story.
I was supposed to tell a story?
Yeah, what was your story?
What was I telling you? Telling me today that I did something.
You won't let me tell my jokes.
No, don't tell your jokes. No, you can't tell your jokes. What was I telling you though about? Oh, I was telling that this is not a funny story, but I was telling him. I was talking to somebody today. I remember something happened to me. I was working with in North Alabama in Huntsville Police Department, and I was working in a zone that's primarily it's like one of the worst zones in the city. And I used to volunteer for that zone because I loved action. I wanted to be involved in it. I wanted to. When you're young in police work, you want to be on every call if you can. And I was checking a couple of subjects right near the project. So I was out near the project. It was late at night, about 11 o'clock at night. I was standing beside my patrol car, and bam, a drunk runs off the road, hits my patrol car, and slides it sideways all the way into me and knocks me down. And all I saw was taillights going on. Never did find out who did it. They carried me to the hospital. I think I went on that by ambulance. So I'm pretty sure I did. And I just had basically bruises from the bottom of my ankles all the way up to my backside. The good Lord was looking out for me, and lucky it just didn't kill me. Just a few times in my career that I've had accidents, been involved in car accidents and police work, chasing somebody or anyway, and was absolute blessed that I didn't get killed. But I'll try to think of some more funny things that happen. I mean, there's hundreds, I'm sure, out there, because I was going to write a book once called The Greatest Show on Earth, but because of all the craziness I've seen. But we'll talk later about that. But I'm going to go, and we're going to come out of here with this thing. But like I said, I'll see y'all on Friday. Don't forget to email me if anything comes up that you want me to look into. God bless you. Have a great night.